Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal Buyer's Protection Guarantee.
Just when you thought it was safe to submit an idea to your employer, hold on. Before you do, read The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching, Updated Edition, and avoid the Great White Sharks. Available on Amazon worldwide. And hear the audiobook featuring a cast of actors delivering the facts exclusively at fourthfordbooks.com.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
All right. What's going on with y'all, family? What is going on with you all? I'm just making sure everything is posted up on social media like I'm supposed to. Oh, man, what's going on, man? We're here. I'm very late, but I'm here. I was swimming with the kids earlier, but I'm here. I'm here with the family. I'm here ready to chop up some great game as we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see who's all in the room right now, family. All right, we got a lot of folks coming on in. Come on in the room. Need you guys to hit that like button. Need you to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that you will be notified when I go on live, my people. What's up out there in Columbia, South Carolina? I see some Columbia, South Carolina people. Look, all the people in South Carolina, if you're in our brother Marcel Dixon's district, our brother's out there, he's running for Clyburn's seat out there in South Carolina. We need all of our South Carolina people to support our brother Marcel Dixon. This is a very important election out there. He's getting Clyburn's seat, man. My brother has a lot of momentum. The streets is really rooting for the brother. It's like going up against David and Goliath. In this case, Goliath is a big giant coon backed by white money. The streets need to represent on this one and go out and support that brother. That's going to send a great message to the political establishment. So all of my South Carolina people, I would like to go out there. I would like to go out there to do some campaigning with the brother. But as you know, we got the baby coming any day now. Our due date for the new baby, little baby Quoquonisha, that's her nickname, by the way. The due date is in 3 weeks. So between now and 3 weeks, there's going to be a baby. The baby is coming. And again, shout out to everybody who sent gifts. Somebody said Marcel is undercover LGBT. He's not undercover. Everybody knows. We know he's LGBT, which is cool. He's cool though. He's cool. We already know about that. So that's not a secret. The brother's real good. He's a good, thorough brother. He's representing. So yeah. The Eric Holder trial is starting on June 2nd. But like I said, listen, y'all got to support our brother. He's running for office out there in South Carolina. My South Carolina people, I want y'all to go out there and really represent, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say the due date, right? Well, I'm just saying the due date is in 3 weeks. Don't it seem like, well, this pregnancy has been going on for a long time. Don't it seem like that, guys? Don't it seem like my lady been pregnant forever? This baby is taking forever to get here. This is a long-ass pregnancy. Damn, this is a long pregnancy. This is like my wife's 15th trimester. Boy, this pregnancy seems long as hell. Like she's been pregnant forever. Well, we're going to have the baby going to come out old. We're going to have an old baby. Don't it seem like she's been pregnant for a long time? I've been talking about the baby forever. Damn. Even my assistant Fatima was like, she ain't had that baby yet? We're going to have an old baby. The baby is going to come out with a pocketbook full of peppermints. It's going to be a little old lady. So yeah, it seemed like it's been going on for a long time. Is it because we're just anxious as hell? Yeah, it seemed hella long, man. It's just, I don't know if it's because we're hella anxious. I don't know. But damn, it seems long as hell. It's a girl? Okay. Man, yeah, my lady tied. That belly big as hell. Man. All right, so we're waiting on little Coco Nisha to come on through. But yeah, somebody mentioned the trial of Eric Holder, the brother who, I won't say brother, the Sambo who shot our good brother Nipsey Hussle. They're finally starting the trial on the 2nd next month. So, they've been delaying this thing forever so that the momentum can die down so they can be lenient on that guy. I think what they're going to do, they're going to try to do a mentally ill defense, and they had to wait a couple of years until all of the anger died down so they can slide him up out of there and hit him with the mentally ill charge. I think that's what they're going to try to roll out on that dude, man. So we're going to keep our eyes open. By the way, the film trailer, I was thinking about showing it today, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to show the film trailer for the new movie, the new docu-series that we're doing. I'm going to show the film trailer this Wednesday. I'm going to have a special broadcast this Wednesday. I usually do my show in the middle of the week as well. So I'm going to have a special broadcast this Wednesday to show you guys the first look trailer of the new documentary series that we're doing. That's going to be on our streaming site, and we're going to introduce the name of the streaming site as well. We're going to give you a sneak peek at the streaming site. You can't sign up to it yet. We're going to wait. You'll be able to sign up to the streaming site in a couple of months. Because what I want to do, we want to have something going where we want to give some perks to people to give them access to the site before we make it public. Because I know some people want to get involved with the film, so we're going to do that. We're going to let some people get involved with the production of the film because we are still in post-production. So we got a lot of editing and stuff to do. I know you're waiting on the trailer, but we're going to introduce a lot of stuff Wednesday. We'll let y'all know what's going on Wednesday. We're going to show the trailer Wednesday. Yes, we'll still sell the hard copy too. Yes, but this one is going to be on Blu-ray because it's a 4-part docu-mini-series, okay? So it's a 4-part series. So it's going to have to be on Blu-ray, but it's still going to be on the streaming site. All right? I'm going to tell y'all the name of the streaming site Wednesday. I'll even give you a glimpse of what the site looks like. All right? You'll see all of that this Wednesday. All right? You'll see all of that good stuff Wednesday, and you'll get to see the trailer. Yeah, and if we do the Bill Cosby documentary, which I'm still planning on doing, there's so many projects that we're going to do, and we're going to have it on the streaming site. I'm telling you what we're going to have. We're going to do the new docuseries. That's going to be on the streaming site. And I wanted our own streaming site. Truth be told, a lot of the other streaming sites, they give us a hard time. If you notice, Amazon, they'll sell our DVDs, but Amazon they won't even let me put streaming films up there. They give us the runaround with the streaming films, probably because they don't want us competing with those major studio films in the streaming platform because we already dominate them through the DVD sales, all right? We've already outsold all of the majors in the DVD sales, so the streaming, that will take it to another level. So I'm not going to beg these folks to stream our stuff. We'll get our own streaming site, which is what we're doing. We got our own streaming site, and we don't have to worry about time constraints or none of that stuff. It's going to be real fly. But with the streaming site, there's so many different programs that we're going to do. We're going to do not only this documentary, which we're almost done with, we're going to do something on Bill Cosby. That's going to be very provocative. We're going to do Buck Breaking 2. That's going to be provocative. Yeah, Amazon is... Remember, when Buck Breaking was killing the game, when that was #1 all across the board on Amazon, they start doing little passive-aggressive stuff like shadow banning the film title on the search. So if you search for the film, at one point, you couldn't find the name. The name wouldn't come up. They were doing little stuff like that, and then people had to call up and write to them and shout at them and make them put it back up like they were supposed to. So they were doing a lot of little passive-aggressive stuff. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So we'll have our own platform, so we don't have to worry about none of that stuff. We'll have our own platform, and we'll get it popping. All right? And again, like I said, we're going to do the documentary about Bill Cosby. We're going to do Buck Breaking 2. There's a couple of narrative films that we're going to do. So it's going to be real fly. So you guys stay tuned for that. But y'all tune in here Wednesday. I'll let y'all know what time because I go on different times during the day on Wednesday. But I'll let you guys know the specific time. I'll let you guys probably know that tomorrow. And as you know, like I've been talking about for the past couple of days, the reason why I just wasn't really ready to roll it out today is because I've just been taking care of so much other stuff. We're still getting the museum thing together. We got a spot. We've gotten a green light. Right now, we're kind of sending documents back and forth with us and the seller. So we do have some action right now. They're cooperating so far. I'll say so far because sometimes these people will cooperate, then all of a sudden something crazy happens. But so far, everything is looking good. Everything is looking good. We got a spot that we got a green light for out here in LA. I got so many great ideas for it. When we get the spot, and we don't really have to do that much renovation. There's some, like I said on my other broadcast, there's some stuff that I might have to do at the floor, a little painting here and there, but the place is it's a real cool spot. It's in South LA. I would like to have, when we get it up and running, and by the time we get it popping, the new film would be ready. I think the new film would be ready in a few months. So I think the museum, if we get everything knocked out the way if we get it taken care of. Yeah, we're finishing. Yeah, I know we got to finish the escrow because, anything can happen during escrow. All right. Anything can happen during escrow. That's what we're doing now. We're signing all the escrow documents. And then later on this week, we'll have to make the deposit down for the escrow, and then they got to do an inspection. And the tenant that's in there, they're going to cash her out and get her into another spot. And my real estate people know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the process. Yeah, the HVAC is good. All right, there's no HVAC problems. I know that's a shot. Y'all taking a shot at Umar. We're not going to take shots at Umar. We wish Umar the best. We wish King Kong Deliciousness the best. All right, we want him to do him. We wish success upon our brother. Yeah? We wish success upon him. I have no hatred, no contempt, because we got good blessings going on over here. We're very blessed over here. Great blessings are happening. So I wish to bestow some of those blessings to others. All right? But what I want to do, guys, when the movie is ready, we want to do a screening at the museum. What we'll have to do, we'll bring in a screen and all that because it's one big room and have a big event there. We have to do it a certain way though. It can't be just like, because it might be a capacity issue. So we might have to do it a certain way, kind of almost like a Rock Nation brunch kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like an event. We have a catering and you watch the film and we just kind of chop it up. It's almost a networking event. The way the security. We're already there with the security. but I'm thinking we're going to have to do it like a networking type event. I'll keep you guys posted. I have a lot of great ideas for it. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, but let's get into some stuff. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit that bell notification, family, because we got a lot of stuff we got to talk about today. Now, family, let me talk about some of the stuff that's in the news before we get into the anti-black hate crime bill that we need. The question is, why is there no anti-black hate crime bill? Why is there no talk about it from the political sector? Because the streets are needing and talking about the need for an anti-black crime hate crime bill. I'll get on that in a second. The family, remember when Dave Chappelle got rushed on stage a couple of weeks ago at the Hollywood Bowl? And I told people, I said, man, the LGBT community sent that dude up there. I said it from day one. I did a whole broadcast about it. If y'all remember, I said, man, this dude did not sneak up in there on his own. I was at the Hollywood Bowl at Dave's performance 2 days before the incident happened. I said, this dude didn't sneak up in here, man. The security was too damn tight. All right. No homeless dude. A homeless dude sneak into the Hollywood Bowl with a replica gun with a knife attached to it like a damn bayonet and then run past all of that security and get on stage and tackle Dave. He didn't do that without somebody helping him. I told people from day one, this is somebody from one of these LGBT organizations sent this dude. And family, this came out today in TMZ. Dave Chappelle, man attacked him over LGBT jokes. Said he was triggered. The man accused of tackling Dave Chappelle and who seems to be copping to it said he did what he did because he was triggered by Dave Chappelle's LGBT jokes. So they told him to put the message out there. That's all it was about, man. This dude wasn't mentally ill. They sent that dude up there. I told y'all they sent the dude. That's their op letting you know what it was. They were sending a message to Dave, man. They were sending a message to him. I told you this guy was down with the LGBT community. I broke that down just meticulously on the first day. I told you this dude was down with the LGBT community. The Hollywood Bowl, family, that's at the center of the LA LGBT community, really. West Hollywood, but the Hollywood Bowl up there on Highland, that's a big, that's like a shrine for a lot of the LGBT stuff in Hollywood. If you drive down Highland, you see rainbows here and there, and then you get into West Hollywood, and that's the LGBT headquarters of Los Angeles, all right? So Dave goes into the headquarters of the white LGBT community and calls them out on their racism. Oh, they take that as a major threat. And not only does he call them out, he's calling them out and selling out the crowd where they can't cancel him. He just did another surprise set at one white man's show, and they were complaining about him telling transphobic jokes and all of that stuff. They're mad because they can't cancel Dave because Dave is not dependent upon them. You see, Dave he's not beholden to the white Hollywood power system. So this man can go out here and sell out the Hollywood Bowl, which is a 17,000 seater, multiple nights. This dude is selling out a venue with almost 8,000 seats every single night. So their canceling ain't working. So they're like, oh, since we can't cancel you that way, we'll try to cancel you another way. We'll send you a message. So that dude, this non-FBA homeless dude, he's like Asian and something. He's black and Asian. He's mixed. So he's a non-FBA dude. So the typical, they always get these non-FBA tethers to do their dirty work against us. So this guy runs up here gets inside the Hollywood Bowl. He's homeless. And y'all want to believe that this dude got through the Hollywood Bowl security, which they were shaking everybody down and taking everybody's phones, which is, I'm like, what the hell? Then he gets past all the security inside. The security is walking all up and down the aisles. I'm telling you, I was there a couple of nights before. He gets in there, gets past security at the door, gets past security walking all up and down the aisles, gets past Elon Musk security, who was in the front row. Elon Musk was there the night of the attack. Diddy was there right next to Elon Musk. He gets past Diddy security. Jay-Z and Beyonce is there. He gets past their security and then gets past Dave's personal security and runs on stage and tackles Dave. You think somebody didn't let that dude in? That dude didn't get past all of those people on his own. Somebody let that dude in. Where was he posted up? You couldn't just stand around like that. You did? You had to be sitting up somewhere in order to make that attack. You couldn't just run from like the back somewhere. It was too many people, too much security in the aisle. All the aisles had security in it. All the aisles had security. I'm telling you, the security was insane at the Hollywood Bowl. There is no damn way. No way this dude did that on his own, man. No way. They let that dude in, man. That was an inside job all day. And now he's talking about, yeah, I did it because of his gay jokes. I sent a message to Dave. I want my brother Dave to be careful. Yeah, the dude, he obviously had to be sitting in the front row. He had to be sitting in the front row. That means he couldn't have ran from the back nowhere. He had to be sitting in the front row. Front row tickets was like 2 G's, the minimum. Front row tickets had to be like 2 G, even more than that probably. I'm being liberal with the prices because I was sitting about 10 rows back and my tickets was like $800 a pop. I was sitting about 10 rows back and my tickets were $800. So the front row tickets, they had to be 2 G's and up. Ain't no homeless dude gonna have no 2 G's to go up in a spot like that. Yeah, and I'm being very I'm conservative with that number. It's probably more than that. Yeah, but he had to be sitting up in the front row. So again, I want my brother Dave to be safe out here. I want our good brother Dave to be safe, keep his head on a swivel, dealing with these folks out here. But listen, family. We're still talking about what's going on in Buffalo. As you know, the white supremacist terrorists did an attack out there on our black family in Buffalo. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. There are a lot of calls for us to get an anti-black hate crime bill going on. A lot of the Democratic shills are running around here talking about all lives matter. Oh, we can't do a bill for ourselves. Oh, that's just being selfish. They got their Democratic flunkies running around here towing the line. And then you have some people who are watching us and using our language, but we have to watch them, family. We have to watch them. Now, the other day, now a lot of people, they retweeted Benjamin Crump because Benjamin Crump has been out here talking about we need to have an anti-black hate crime bill. And I even retweeted Benjamin Crump. This is Benjamin Crump's tweet. All right, so Benjamin Crump and his folks, they're watching what we do. And Benjamin Crump put out a tweet. Federal lawmakers started talking about passing an anti-black hate crime bill after the Charleston church shooting in 2015. But nothing happened and black people still lack protections against violence. Email your congressperson today. Urge them to pass the bill now. So this was a very good thing. We had no problem with that. I even retweeted that. People were shocked. Like, well, you're retweeting Benjamin Crump? Yes, I am. That narrative right there. But Ben, if you speak our language, Ben, if you speak the language of the grassroots, when we click on your links, you can't have little sneaky words in there, Ben. Because when you click this link, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. when you go to it, when you go to Ben's link here, all right, when you go here, this is Benjamin Crump's site talking about the anti-black hate crime bill. He has something over here talking about personalize your message. Hold on. See, we got to watch every little word here. Watch this over here where you can sign it and then personalize the message. And they already have a pre-typed out personalized message. And it says here, Congress first approved an anti-black hate crime bill in the wake of Dylan Roof. No, proposed. Congress first proposed an anti-black hate crime bill in the wake of Dylan Roof's horrific shooting spree at Charleston, 2015. 7 years later, and our communities of color still lack this critical protection. Ben, don't do that. Don't do that, Ben. Ben. Don't bait and switch, Ben. We're trying to give you some props here, brother. All right, Ben. See, Ben. Don't do that. Not cool. Don't you all lives matter us. Come on, Ben. Yeah, don't switch it up right when you get down to the nitty gritty and all of a sudden you slip in the people. Oh, no, we ain't doing people of color. We're not doing people of color. We need a crime bill, an anti-black hate crime bill that specifically mentions us, ladies and gentlemen. Because family, here's the thing. When it comes to the so-called hate crime bills that they already have, and they've already got a whole bunch of Democratic shills to go out here and toe the line and try to shout us down and spew troll talking points talking about, well, there's already a hate crime bill, and there ain't no Asian hate crime bill. The hate crime bill don't say it's going to do nothing for Asians. The hate crime bill that's for Asians, it specifically names Asian people. It specifically names Asian people in that hate crime bill. So they let people know that that hate crime bill is for the Asian community. That's who they're going to enforce it for. We need a crime bill that specifically emphasizes and prioritizes Black people, particularly foundational Black Americans. All right? We need a crime bill that specifically emphasizes the need to protect us, and the standard of protection shouldn't have to be so extreme. It shouldn't have to be something extreme for it to be a hate crime. See, the thing is, the hate crime bill for Asians, if you say something wrong to an Asian person, that's a federal hate crime. If you argue with an Asian person and they feel aggrieved, you'll get hit with a federal hate crime charge. Remember in New York? Let me see if I can find that link. This sister got into an argument. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find that link real quick while I'm talking to you. We'll try here. I'm spitting on. Okay. Where's that woman? Where's that woman in New York? After spitting, they perp walked this woman. Now I can't find the link. Hold on. I'm going to find that link real quick. In New York, this Black woman got into an argument with somebody at an Asian shop or whatever, and then they hit her with a damn hate crime charge. I can't find the thing no more. Hold on. Damn. Did they scrub it off the internet? Yeah, then they perp walked that sister. They perp walked her all the way on TV in the whole 9 yards. Man, they were punishing Black people for not intervening in a so-called Asian hate crime. Remember in New York, some Black folks was up here getting fired because they didn't jump into a fight that was going on involving an Asian person. All right? So yeah, Black folks, you get a perp walk if you say something to an Asian person that's wrong. Now, with black folks, in order for anybody to get a hate crime charge for harming a black person, they have to damn near kill us. And even if they kill us, they still have to think about, okay, is it really a hate crime? We shouldn't have the standard be that damn high for it to be a hate crime. The standard of it being a hate crime when it comes to us, they have to beat us with a stick with a swastika written on it. They make the standard so damn high for them to get charged with a hate crime against us. I mean, you have to be a card-carrying Nazi in order for you to get a hate crime charged on you for harming a black person. And you have to do the crime. You have to literally write the N-word on a gun. And remember, the guy up here in Buffalo who did that, I mean, this guy, you couldn't get more blatant of a hate crime, an anti-black hate crime than this. And people are still talking about, well, we need to investigate. Let's investigate and see if it's racially motivated. The hell? There was a sister in Florida this week. This sister in Florida got the brakes beat off of her by a white supremacist at a BP gas station. This white man, first of all, he was already using racial epithets when the sister went in the store. He got real close to the sister. She was like, hey, can you give me room, sir? Damn. Then he just let off on the sister and started beating her up. He started beating this sister up. They took 4 days to find this guy. They just arrested him yesterday. I said the guy's name a couple of days ago. If I know the guy's name or knew his name, you know the police knew his name and knew where to find him. But let me show y'all the news story. They didn't even hit this guy with a hate crime charge. They just gave this guy a misdemeanor battery. All right, this is what we're talking about here. This dude beat the brakes off this sister. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Who Williamson is. Court records show he's a registered sex offender. He had a repeat domestic violence injunction filed against him that was later dismissed. There were 2 aggravated assault charges. Both were dropped. One of them was with a deadly weapon. So
this guy has a long history of getting leniency for his violence. See, this is the deal that they have with the white supremacists. They'll let them get away with murder. As you can hear, this guy had a whole history of violence. And they just let it go on. See, there's an unspoken rule that they give white supremacists this immunity from law. This incentivizes them to commit more crimes, especially against black people, because they know that they're going to get leniency. Hold on.
That there's been an arrest. Some people are asking, where's the hate crime charge? McCoy says she heard Williamson making racist remarks outside this gas station and inside before the attack. JSO on the incident report wrote down that there was no hate crime. Attorney Randy Reep says the state attorney's office is going to decide to pursue that charge or not. Reep says they'll interview witnesses, and in 2 to 3 weeks, the state attorney's office will decide on the charges. He says not to be surprised that this case is bumped up to a felony. Now, when we spoke with McCoy earlier this week, she already said she wanted more than a battery charge and that she knew this is a hate crime. We reached out to her today for a follow-up, and we're waiting for who Williamson is.
So this dude, this white supremacist, was up here using racial epithets and beat this sister, and all they did was give him a simple battery misdemeanor. They're sending a message to other white supremacists, family. They're sending a message to other white supremacists to say, hey, if you go out here and get some of these soft targets, we'll be lenient on you. You understand? See, black folks, we have to insist on them prioritizing us. We can't sit out here copping pleas, forgiving, because that's why they go up to these Sambos and start looking for folks who talk about forgiveness. And I'm going to show y'all what CNN has been doing. They only do this with black people. Yeah, they gave him a $20,000 bond, which he's probably already out. They're incentivizing other people, and sisters, especially these divestors, telling y'all, The sisters need to stay away from these black men, get you a zaddy. These black men ain't nothing but bullet bags and all of that nonsense. And look who they're targeting. These white supremacist vigilantes are targeting women first. They're targeting soft targets. Black men and women, we're in this together. Y'all better understand that. Black men and women, we are in here together. We are in this thing together. Don't let nobody bring no gender divide among us, especially the Democrats. The Democrats run out here talking about black girl magic and all the sisters. That's a con game they try to use to get us away from each other so that we can't protect each other. We need each other, black men and black women. We need each other, black men and black women. I see we have some suspected white supremacists in here. Why does it have to be about race, Tariq? Because you white supremacists made it about race. All right, you made it about race. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But family, the problem is when we're trying to pressure the politicians to put hate crime charges out here and also to have a hate crime bill where the burden of proof for a hate crime or the standard for hate crimes is not so astronomically high, where we have to damn near die or get gunned down before somebody is considering hate crime charges, we need to make hate crime charges against us very simple. All right? Just like with Asians, if you do anything to them, that's a hate crime charge. We need the same thing for us so that will stop people from carrying out these terroristic attacks. All right? But listen, out here in Buffalo, CNN, they go out here and they get the camera, and what they start doing, they do something very dirty. They start coercing people into talking about forgiveness. They start kind of scooting people over to forgiveness talk. They start framing the conversation and manipulating people into talking about forgiveness. Now, here's the thing. They probably tried this with several people. Many people didn't take the bait, but all they need is a couple of these Sambos to take the damn bait, and boom, they got them. That's going to be the headline. And they run with these, victim's family member said we should forgive. See, this is the liberal white supremacist media doing their part to maintain systematic white supremacy because they have a vested interest in maintaining white supremacy too. Let's look at some of these interviews, family, where these folks are sitting up here caping and talking about some damn forgiveness. Hold on. Where is this? Where is this? All right, hold on. Right here. And watch the sneaky ass white CNN reporter. They're coaxing people into talking about forgiveness. They don't do this with no other groups but black people. Hold on. Hold on.
Church community would have responded to his killer. The gunman was clearly full of hatred. Do you think that Deacon Patterson might forgive this man if he were able to?
Now you see how slick that is? You see how slick this white reporter is? They're very good at doing that slick stuff. They don't do that to any other group. They don't go to Asians talking about, well, the black person just robbed your cousin. Do you forgive him? They don't ask anybody forgiveness if they shoot up a synagogue or if they do anything to any other people but black folks. They never do that. They never go to people coaxing them into talking about forgiveness. They never do that. That's a very passive-aggressive white supremacist tactic, family. We better understand good cop, bad cop white supremacy. This is good cop white supremacy, family. White liberals are just like the white conservatives. They just play good cop, bad cop. This is the good cop game that we got to stop falling for. That's a very slick thing for them to do, to get around black folks to talk about forgiveness so they can kind of gauge what our responses are going to be, gauge the threat level, and also so they can use that to justify not having a hate crime bill because, hey, y'all niggas forgave, so we don't need a hate crime bill. Jesus already forgave them, right? You just said the Lord is going to take care of it, so Jesus forgave them, so no need for hate crime bills. That's a very dirty tactic, family. Y'all got to stop falling for that. Hold on. We play the rest of this. All right? Hold on. And this big Negro fell right for it.
Might forgive this man if he were able to?
The Bible tells us to forgive.
Oh, Lord.
It tells us to forgive. I can't speak. He's gone. He's gone. But if surviving, yes. I would say yes. I would have to say yes. And we're going to have to forgive the gunman because we're here.
The son of another victim.
Oh, Lord. Lord. Older black folks, y'all got to do better. Older black folks, my older black folks, y'all got to stop with this weak ass talk, because what you do, you're putting a target on our babies. You're putting a target on the young black folks. This old Samboing is going to have to stop. It's really going to have to stop. Y'all putting a target on the kids, man. They know just who to go to. Older, middle-aged niggas, and not all of y'all, because hell, I'm old. But I ain't old. I don't have an old Sambo mentality. I don't have that old Sambo mentality. I'm different. That ain't gonna work. Here's another one. They interviewed another woman. Hold on. Here's another one. Crooked church wig and all. Lord. They did the same thing with this woman here. So that means they were just going to different family members, testing out the forgiveness talk. Here's another one. They got somebody's mammy up here with her wig crooked. Hold on.
Somebody else.
Another friend says the community is angry, but can you forgive this gunman?
I have to.
Some people will.
Oh, Lord. Man, let me play it again. These reporters are so damn slick. Hold on.
Another friend says the community is angry, but can you forgive this gunman?
I have to.
Some people would argue you don't have to.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna just cut it off because I don't want to hear Sambo babble. That ain't it. And shame on CNN. Let's be clear. CNN, the reporters went out there interviewing a whole bunch of people until they found the coons they needed. Okay, let's be clear. They probably interviewed some people who were like, hell no, I don't forgive. Hell no, I don't forgive. And they found the two that said they would forgive. They knew what to look for. Okay, raggedy church wig. Okay, I know. Let's interview her. They kind of know. They have a profile of who they're going to get to say what they need to say. She up here sitting up there with the Diana Ross and the Supremes wig on. It's 50 years later. She still got a wig like the damn Supremes. Talking about she gotta forgive. No, you don't. No, you don't. Come on. Black folks, stand up. Like that girl on TikTok be saying, stand up. Stand up. Stand your ass up. Come on. Older black folks, y'all gotta stop it. I'm talking to the olders, not the elders, because you gotta have wisdom to be an elder. I'm talking to the olders. Don't get on TV talking about forgiveness. That is a trick. We keep telling you it is a trick. Don't fall for it. These people are playing good cop, bad cop. When they're running up on you talking about forgiveness, these people are not coming from a genuine place. They're trying to manipulate you so they can justify not doing anything about these anti-black hate crimes. They're using your old dumb ass. Please cut that out. But listen, let's get deep for a quick second. Let's get deep for a little second, quick second. Now, there was another victim there, and let's be clear. This attack that happened, as we now learn, they were planning this attack for months. They were plotting this attack for months. And we have to watch these people when they start plotting and casing out black business, well, not black businesses, but places where black people frequent, and black businesses too. We got to look out for that too, because black businesses get sabotaged all the time, and a lot of stuff that go on, we just can't let it happen. This is why it's so important to get a crime bill now, so that any little thing that happens, the minute it starts, we can nip it in the bud. For example, out there in Athens, Georgia, the sister Pinky, she's the owner, I think that's her name, Pinky. This sister owns Slutty Vegan. very successful restaurant chain in Atlanta. The sister, she's a Jamaican sister, by the way, the owner of Slutty Vegan, she's the Jamaican sister. So we shout her out. We support her, even though she's non-FBA. She's doing good business, so we support her. So she opened up a Slutty Vegan in Athens, Georgia. And a bunch of white supremacist suspects showed up outside of her business protesting. For what? They couldn't even articulate. So what they did, in order to hide the fact that they are protesting because of race, they're up there with signs talking about Black Lives Matter and talking about all the money Black Lives Matter stole. Like, what the hell does that got to do with anything? So they had to clumsily cobble together some real janky excuse to target this woman's store. Here they are right here. So they're just yelling out random stuff. Don't even make no sense. Hold on one second. Hold on. I don't know what all that clicking is. Somebody's phone is janky. I don't know what that clicking is.
They're just yelling at black folks, basically.
They don't
these
care.
white people yelling back at them.
They're mad because this is a black business.
Yeah, they made us a black business in Athens.
That's ridiculous.
She got you.
They're saying I think you're the leader of Black Lives Matter.
Okay, so yeah, it was a bunch of random suspected white supremacists falsely accusing the owner of Slutty Vegan of being the leader of Black Lives Matter. They're just saying anything, all right? These white supremacists will just say anything. But see, this is why I tell you a lot of black businesses are sabotaged. Anytime black people get a business going and it's successful, they go into sabotage mode. They don't do this to other people. They're not in front of Asian businesses doing that. Whenever there's a successful black business, sabotage start happening. All right. This is why we need hate crime laws specifically for us black folks. We have to stop being afraid. We have to stop all of that forgiveness talk. And we have to start saying, hey, this is what we need. But going back to Buffalo, family. Going back to the Buffalo situation. Now up there in Buffalo. Now the white supremacist up there, he was casing that place out for a long time. We now know that he was casing that place out. He was casing that top store out. He was casing that store out for like a month. As we've learned this. And they checked this man's Discord records. He was on the website Discords, which is where a lot of white supremacists organize these attacks. So he was casing that store in Buffalo out. He was going there. He had used racial epithets before he got into it with some of the white managers. They didn't really do anything to the guy. So he was casing that store out. Now, we got to ask some questions here. Because sometimes when these white supremacists orchestrate these attacks, sometimes they'll do a 2-for-1. They'll have a couple of reasons to attack a particular place. Sometimes they want to attack a particular place where there are black people in order to send a message. And also there's a particular black person they want to get at. So they'll do a 2-for-1. For example, the Marathon store, that was like a 3-for-1. Because what they wanted to do, they wanted to get Nipsey out of there. They wanted to stop a successful black business from thriving in that area. Yeah. And they wanted to have more excuses to enforce gang injunctions and nuisance injunctions based on the shooting that happened over there. So they were able to target a lot of people and get a lot of stuff accomplished with them sending that tether down there to get Nipsey out the pain. So the white supremacists, they'll send somebody in there to do a 2-for-1. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? We got to look deep and see what's really going on. We got to see what's really going on. Because like I said, they were casing that one store out. Now, what's so special about that store? The Tops grocery store. What's so special about that store? Feel what I'm saying. I'm going to have to put the tinfoil kufi on for a second. Why that store in particular? If they wanted to get at some black folks, you can get black folks anywhere. Or older black folks, you can go get older black folks anywhere. But why that particular store? Who was at that store that they had a problem with? That some people in the dominant society might have had some problems with. I'm throwing some theories out here, guys. This is not written in stone, but I'm throwing some theories out here. Feel me. Was there somebody, I'm asking questions here, it seemed kind of random, don't it? This random store in Buffalo. What was at this store in Buffalo? Why this store? This is so random. And they were casing it out for a month. Why case this place out for a month? It didn't really take all that. But why that place? Tinfoil kufi on. One of the victims was this brother right here. He was the ex-cop, the ex-police officer. This brother here. All right? This brother here. And you haven't heard none of the Blue Lives Matter talk. You haven't heard none of the police caping for this guy. He was a former cop. He saved some lives. Cop turned guard, killed in battle with Buffalo gunmen. Aaron Salter. All right? Aaron Salter Jr. Look at that face. Now, this brother was a cop in New York. Now, remember, in New York, remember when a couple of cops got shot in Harlem, I think, some months back? Some black dude shot him, and New York had a cop parade. There were cops all in the streets of New York. Remember that? A cop got shot, 2 cops got shot. Every police officer in New York went and had a big ass parade. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can show a picture of that. All right, right here. Right here. Let me see if there's a picture of it. I want to show a picture of it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now, yeah, 2 cops got shot by a black dude up there in Harlem. I think it was Harlem, right? Couple of months ago. Hold on, where we at? All right, these a couple of cops got shot by a black dude. This was New York. Look at all those cops out there showing up supporting. They had a cop parade. Look at that. Boy, look at that. A couple of cops got shot. Boy, everybody came out. It was like a military tribunal. It was, look at this. All of that Blue Lives Matter talk. Now, this black cop gets shot in a brazen hate crime. Nothing. They didn't have no parade. The police unions ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. Because most likely some cops were in on this shooting. But let's go back. Let's go back. Now, that brother right there, Aaron Salter Jr., all right? I want y'all to feel me on something. Aaron Salter Jr., our brother. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Hold on. I'm messing up here. Our brother, Aaron Salter Jr., slain officer. Brother was killed out there in New York, in Buffalo. Now, was Aaron Salter Jr., this brother here, was he targeted? Because this brother right here, coincidentally, this brother right here, this is his YouTube channel. Do y'all know Aaron Salter Jr. created this hydrogen technology to use hydrogen fuel? He created this fuel cell system using the power of electrolysis. So this brother was creating alternative fuel systems. Hold on. He's been working on alternative fuel systems for years. This is his YouTube channel. Hold on. That's our brother Aaron right there.
Okay. You'll have to see all of this. You got your here, just step back here. You got your hydrogen for your electrolysis. You got your batteries, your water. I want you to notice that you can get a shot of showers. There's no water in the countryside.
Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna show the whole video. So y'all get the point, right? Y'all get the point, right? So now this brother he's up here creating some alternative energy fuel systems, okay? And y'all know whenever that happens, whenever black folks start creating these alternative fuel systems and these different water systems that's working, all of a sudden they end up dead. All right? I'm just putting that out there because that's a hell of a coincidence, ain't it? Anytime y'all see black folks stumbling upon some type of alternative system to create energy or whatever, or fuel, all of a sudden they get gunned down or they fall out of a window, something weird happens to them. That's a hell of a coincidence, family. That's a hell of a coincidence. All right? Come on. Yeah, I'm going to put the tinfoil kufi on. Yeah, it's a little too random. I'm thinking they're targeting that store. Why that damn store? It ain't nothing special about that store. I might be reaching, but I'm going to throw it on out there. So I'm going to let it marinate with you. Let me know what you think. Man, when you start messing with them fuel systems and start talking about, hey, I got some alternative fuel where you don't need big gas and big government, all motherfuckers, people end up missing, dude. Them fuel system companies and big oil, that's a mafia system, dude. When you start even remotely messing with their money, anything that remotely threatens their money, dude, you messing with the Rockefellers. You messing with the big dogs when you start coming up with alternative fuel systems and all that. Now you messing with some real old school money. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, I got the tinfoil kufi on. Hold on. It was a brother in South Africa. Hold on. There was a brother in South Africa. Let me pull that article up. Hold on. Where's that? I'm trying to look the story up while I'm talking. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is from 2018. Let me show y'all this so y'all don't think I'm just whistling Dixie here. All right. Brother Nkomo. Right here. Let me show y'all this real quickly. There was a brother in South Africa. What happened to Nsinathi Nkomo, white engineer, allegedly steals South African students' inventions months after his mysterious death? Questions and concerns were plentiful this past weekend, stemming from the recent death of an African inventor whose water-saving device gained national attention months before his mysterious demise. University of Cape Town student Nkomo died late last year after authorities say he fell from the balcony of a multi-story apartment building. At just 24 years old, he created his own water purification system called Aqua Renew, a device aimed at relieving South Africa's drought crisis that they reported. So this brother created this water system that was going to change the game. He mysteriously fell out of a damn balcony, and then some white company went and got his damn invention. You dig? This is what I'm talking about. When we start, anytime black folks start creating these alternative water or energy systems, it never fails. Something happens. Something happens to them. This is not just a conspiracy. I'm just telling you history. Something happened. So when I see something happening over and over, I'm going to have to scratch my head for a second like, damn, what's going on here? Because the minute we start doing that, let me tell you something. The minute black folks start coming up with ways to sustain energy, that's the first step of creating a damn nation. The first time you start coming up with ways to protect yourself, to feed yourself, to sustain energy on your own, whenever black folks start doing that, bam, you become a threat. This is why whenever black folks during slavery, this is why we're doing the movie about the Maroons. Whenever they started setting up Maroon colonies and forts, like down in Florida, when they set up a fort, that's the first step to establishing a nation, because now you've established a place to protect yourself. So you gotta attack the fort. That's why they started getting into guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare tactics started with our foundational black brothers and sisters here. Modern guerrilla warfare, as we know it, started with foundational black Americans right here and all through the Americas, by the way. Over in Haiti, in Jamaica, over here. That's where guerrilla warfare tactics started, because we had to move and shake, because when we tried to establish a fort or a colony, it would just get targeted by the white supremacist military. So we had to learn how to make moving armies. But whenever we start talking about feeding ourselves, protecting ourselves, healing ourselves, and providing energy for ourselves as black folks, people end up missing or dying mysteriously. Dr. Sebi, as we know, he's talking about healing and healing. He gets caught up there in Mexico. They get him and he mysteriously died while in custody. Yeah? Whenever we talk about protecting and feeding ourselves, that's why they were attacking the Black Panthers. Remember, it wasn't just about them walking around with the guns. The thing that really pissed them off about the Black Panthers is that the Black Panthers were feeding the black community. When they had that free breakfast program, that was a threat. That was the biggest threat. That was a bigger threat than the guns. Because now you can sustain your community by feeding them. School lunch programs where they give free breakfast and free lunch, that came from the Black Panthers. Schools, public schools, were not doing free lunch. They did it after the Black Panthers were doing it, because they saw how effective it was, and they wanted black folks to not look to certain black groups within the community to do stuff like that again. So they're like, hey, we'll feed you. Don't depend on those militants and those radicals. Don't depend on them. We'll give you the free lunch. Yeah? Self-sufficiency. When black folks start coming up with these great inventions, where you're about to get a big financial windfall, because now this brother, he comes up with this invention. If he goes sells this invention, and the brother evidently started his own company, so this brother sells this invention for $200 or $300 million, that man is a power player. They're like, oh no, we got to get him out of here. Allegedly. You dig? We better understand how white supremacy really works. You see, we got to look at it from all angles. See, they can just put it on some random white boy and be like, oh, it's the crazy white boy. Just look at him. Oh, look at him, look at him. I want to look at all of it. Who sent him? Because let's be clear. The white boy was working with somebody. That white boy was working with some damn body. He didn't do that on his own. They're trying to lone wolf this guy. They found out, they looked at his records. He logged on with a whole bunch of people on one of those websites 30 minutes before he launched the attack. So he was corresponding and organizing with other people. Oh yeah, so now the brother created this water system, or this clean energy system. Brother Aaron creates this clean energy system, then all of a sudden he gets taken out. So now what's going to happen to his system? You see? We got to understand the game out here, man. Yeah, the 18-year-old, he's a patsy. They got a whole bunch of those Manchurian candidates or whatever. They can pick these guys, and they got these guys to do their dirty work. And again, that's not to minimize the threat of white supremacy now. Let's be very clear. That doesn't minimize the threat of these white supremacists. But again, we still need to go get our crime bill. We need to get that anti-black hate crime bill. We need to get that popping. Because, see, they have a system of this benign neglect. And benign neglect, that was something that was designed. The benign neglect policy that we see now, that was designed in the 1960s and 70s. There was a document by Daniel Moynihan he sent to Nixon, and it got leaked to the press. And at the time, a lot of people felt a certain way about it. But there's this document that they sent to Nixon talking about what they're doing right now, which is benign neglect. They talked about the need of basically ignoring black people, ignoring black issues, and focusing on everybody else. But the benign neglect policy. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Hold on. Y'all bear with me 1 second here. Come on, thing. Damn. All right, hold on. Where we at? Oh, come on, thing. Where the hell are you? All right, this is the White House, January 16th, 1970. This is a letter from Daniel Moynihan. He was a politician back then, and he was talking about, you might find it useful, a general assessment of the position of Negroes at the end of the first year of your administration. He's talking to Nixon. And the decade in which their position has been the central domestic political issue. In quantitative terms, which are reliable, the American Negro is making extraordinary progress. In political terms, somewhat less reliable, this would also appear to be true. In each case, there would seem to be countercurrents that pose a serious threat to the welfare of blacks and the stability of the society, white and black. So what they were talking about basically is that black people were turning up so heavy in the 60s, it's become a threat. Around 1970, black people were out here. You had black organizations targeting police stations, bombing them, ambushing cops. So black folks were turning up back then. So they said, we got to stop talking about black folks because we're making promises to them that we're not going to keep. And this is making them even angrier. We can't keep lying to them. So we're going to have to start just ignoring them. We got to ignore them altogether. Let me read some of this stuff. All right. Employment and income. Some of this stuff I'm going to skip. All right, because I want to read some of the more insidious stuff that they put. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Education. Let me skip past all the BS. The problem does not get better. And they're talking about how black kids test low and all this stuff. In 1969, the proportion of husband-wife families of the Negro and other races declined once again. The illegitimacy ratio rose once again to 24%. The white ratio rose more sharply, but it was still only 4.9%. The Negro poverty problem is the problem of the female-headed family. Now they're blaming, this is when they started blaming, well, it's single black mothers, that's the problem. And here, this is what I want to get to. They're talking about the problem with black people is social pathology. The incident of antisocial behavior among young black males continues to be extraordinarily high. Apart from white racial attitudes, meaning white supremacy. And they reduce white supremacy to just white racial attitudes. Now, this is 1970, remember. This is when, right after open segregation had just stopped. They had to stop it because black people forced them to stop. This is right after open segregation. The Fair Housing Act was just passed 2 years before that to stop them from discriminating openly against black people buying houses. Apart from white racial attitudes, this is the biggest problem that black Americans face. And in part, it helps shape white racial attitudes. So they're blaming black people for white supremacy. They were saying that it's black people and their social pathology. That's the reason why we have to practice white supremacy. They make us not like them. So this was a lot of this passive aggressive racism against us. Black Americans injure one another because blacks live in de facto segregated neighborhoods and go to de facto segregated neighborhoods. The socially stable element of the black population cannot escape the socially pathological ones. Routinely, their children get caught up in the antisocial patterns of others. If you're familiar with the problem of crime, let me draw your attention to another phenomenon, fire. Fire is a serious problem because black folks was burning up cities back then big time. Let me go on, because this is a bunch of I'm white and I say so babble. So they're whining about the fire. Black people were lighting fires and turning it up out there. Fires in the black slums peak in July and August. The urban riots 64, 68 could be thought of as academic conditions of an endemic situation. All right. Social alienation. With no real evidence, I would nonetheless suggest that a great deal of the crime, the fire setting, the rampant school violence, and other such phenomena in the black community has become quasi-politicized. Hatred, revenge against whites is now an acceptable excuse for doing what might have been done anyway. This is bad news for any society, especially when it takes the form which the Black Panthers seem to have adopted. This social alienation among black lower classes is matched and probably enhanced by a virulent form of anti-white feeling among portions of the large and prospering black middle class. It would be difficult to overestimate the degree to which young, well-educated blacks detest white America. So they knew black people were on code, basically. This is what they're saying. Too many of these niggas are on code. The black poor, the Black Panther, the black militants, the black middle class. Too many of these niggas are on code with each other. They're all on code. So we got to do something about these niggas being on code. That's all this means. All right? All right. Let me go here. Hold on, let me go. All right. Now he got some solutions right here. Check this out. I have 4 suggestions. First, sometime early in the year, I would gather the administration officials who are most involved with these matters to talk out the subject a bit. There's really a need for more coherent administration approach to a number of issues I can list for you if you like. Second, this is very important, the time may have come when the issue of race could benefit from a period of benign neglect. The subject has been too much talked about. The form has been too much taken over to hysterics, paranoids, and boodlers on all sides. We may need a period in which Negro progress continues and racial rhetoric fades. That means ignore black issues. The administration can help bring this about by paying close attention to such progress as we're doing, while seeking to avoid situations which extremists of either race are giving opportunities for martyrdom, heroics, or histrionics, or whatever. Watch this. Greater attention to Indians, Mexican Americans, and Puerto Ricans would be useful. Family, they've been planning this out for 50 years. That's why whenever we start talking about black issues, they start talking about black and brown. This is the document that set that in motion, family. This is something that they've been deliberately doing to undermine us. This is the proof of it. This is a concerted effort in which they've been doing for 50 years to undermine us. Let's talk about Hispanics. A tendency to ignore provocations from groups such as the Black Panthers might also be useful. The Panthers were apparently almost defunct until the Chicago police raided one of their headquarters and transformed them into culture heroes for white and black middle class. Okay? So they were talking about how attacking black folks like that, you made them martyrs and heroes for the world. See, that's why they got that George Floyd thing. Killing George Floyd like that turned him into an international martyr, and black Americans were on the front page of the international media. See, they can't keep doing stuff like that. But family, this shows you that this is an effort by these folks. They've been planning this to ignore us and ignore us by using other groups. That benign neglect policy that is still in place. That's why anytime we start talking about doing something for black people, They send their Negro flunkies, they'll send Sharpton and all these people to start talking about people of color, black and brown, and all of these other groups. That comes from Moynihan, family. That's always why they do that. We have to stop them from using that tactic. Don't ever use them. Don't ever let them use that tactic. We're in here deep. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right? Don't ever let them do that again. Y'all got to stop them doing that. That is the whole purpose, is for them to undermine us with that. That is the whole purpose. That is to undermine us. That is to undermine our efforts. Yeah? But listen to those talking points though about, well, it ain't really racism. It's just black people. They just have a tendency to be antisocial and they just want revenge on whites, not because of what we're doing. They just hate us. That's just the way they are. See, that sounds like some of those guests on Joe Rogan. They be talking like that, don't they? Let me show y'all a clip. There was another guest. I don't know how old this clip is. He was on Joe Rogan's show. Now listen to this guy. He was one of these guys trying to use these talking points where they pit foundational black Americans against immigrants by talking about, well, look how good immigrants do over black Americans here. See, the white supremacists start saying that, and they dangle that carrot in front of a lot of the immigrant class, and some of the immigrants start biting that carrot and take the bait, and they use that to try to do this divide and conquer. Because they know it's all game. Now look at this dude here. He's on Joe Rogan talking all of this anti-FBA talk. Now listen to this. This sounds like some of the stuff in the Moynihan report. And Joe Rogan puts all these old suspected white supremacists on there, and then he acts all shocked. Oh, really? Really? Oh, God, I didn't know that. Really? Oh. This is the same type of stuff you find in those manifestos. Hold on.
A lot of the successful black people like Colin Powell, are originally from that cultural heritage. The other group is the group that you find in ghettos and African-American communities and all of that sort of stuff. They don't do well, right? They don't get good education. They, shoot each other. There are all these sorts of things. And the reason why Soul has been telling this story is because he's been trying to say, when liberals look at the people in ghettos, they say, racism. That's why they're not succeeding. And Soul is saying, no, it's not. Because if you look at this group from the West Indies, they also came from the experience of slavery. There was slavery in the West Indies. They are also black, so they also face racism, and yet they do well.
Okay. Now let's unpack that lie. Okay. Some who do well, they do well at the same rate that other black people do well. All right. If they do so well, how come there's so many African and Caribbean immigrants in jail and getting charged with crimes over here? All right. And that's not to disparage any African and Caribbean immigrant. But a lot of African and Caribbean immigrants, they come over here and they go to jail and they get caught up in crime, just like other people. And some do well, just like other foundational black Americans. All right? So that's a lie right there. And also, if they do so well, they're not doing well in their homelands. If they have something about them that they do so well, they're not doing well in their homelands. A lot of these homelands are failing. That's why they have to come over here. So that just negates that whole conversation. All right? And again, that's not to denigrate. I'm not trying to denigrate none of the non-FBA people, but y'all stop falling for these white supremacist tactics here. All right? So Sowell, he must be talking about Thomas Sowell, and that's their do boy. Thomas Sowell is a flunky for the white supremacists. He's their crash dummy. He says all of they hide behind him with his racist talking points. They pay him to regurgitate racist talking points so that the white supremacists can quote Thomas Sowell and say, I'm not racist, it's the black guy saying it. That's an old trick. All right? Let me play the rest of this guy. Hold on. Let me play the rest of them.
Else. And that other thing is the fact that these black people who are in the South, there's always been a big question, were black people robbed of their culture, or did they preserve their authentic African culture? And what Soul is saying is that they were robbed of their culture, and so they picked up the culture of the people around them, and the people around them were rednecks. And if you look at the white redneck culture and the black redneck culture, they have a lot of the same values. They don't particularly respect education. They love Jesus. They use...
Okay, well, this is a dirty white supremacist. Okay. What the hell is black redneck culture? This is a dirty white supremacist that Joe Rogan has on his show. See, this is why Joe Rogan has to be called out for having these dirty ass suspected white supremacists. Okay, black people respect education. Black people were denied education for so many years. Don't sit up and talk about we don't respect education and we love Jesus. Get out of here. We've always respected education. In fact, when black people were allowed to read, and after slavery, we cut our literacy rate 50%, higher than any other group. Black people, when we got out of slavery, we started taking off educationally. We started popping up with teachers all over the place, independent black schools. The public school system came out of the freedmen schools. Black people were outperforming folks left and right. Black people was out here speaking Latin, teaching Latin. Black people were very thorough. That's when they said, hey, we got to bring some immigrants to suppress these folks. All right, so we've always respected education as foundational black Americans. These HBCUs that black people were getting popping. Give me a break. On the grassroots in independent black schools, and black people were looking out for each other. Black people were learning languages like Tut language so we can educate each other privately. You dirty white supremacist. All right? Let me play some more of this dude.
Conflicts. And they, there's just, a lot of the same values and a lot of the same outcomes. And even Ebonics, which is, Black English, is actually all from the west of England. So it's actually this.
What?
It's from the west of England. So, for example, if you go to places like Cornwall, there used to be these amazing ads on British TV, right, for this Devon custard or whatever, and they would always say, Devon knows how they make it so creamy, and they all talk like this, right? And so it doesn't sound like Black English, but they do say things like, I be doing that, and we be doing this, and you be doing that, and they be doing that. And so there's that use of that copula be, right, where instead of saying I am, you are, he is, she is, they are, they just say I be, you be, we be, they be, which is the classic feature of Black English, African American vernacular English. Right. Now, the point is that...
Oh, yeah, this is a lie, too, by the way.
Mind blower. Mind blower.
Okay. So, yeah, these white supremacists be saying anything. Most black folks don't walk around, I be on the door, Most black folks don't run around talking like that. I be doing that there. Okay, stop. And Joe Rogan has this filth on his show. These people will say anything. And this is their way of justifying practicing systematic white supremacy. Let's be clear. With black people, all forms of English was forced on black people. Wasn't just the English from Cornwall or whatever. That's BS. All forms of English. Even the English that was spoken by the Irish, English that was spoken by the Scottish. That's not Ebonics. That's not Ebonics at all. And the thing is, black people, we created our secret languages that we wouldn't tell them about because learning certain languages was illegal. Wasn't that we sat here and just didn't want to learn. We were different from the English. If the English were dumb and they were rednecks and they talked janky, that was just their pathology. Black people, foundational black Americans, we were forced to not be able to read. It was illegal for us to read. They made it a punishable crime for us to learn how to read. And we still learn how to do it anyway. Yeah? So that's not some pathology of we just don't want to learn. You made it illegal for us to learn. And also, black people would create their own languages and their own slang. And that's what Ebonics is. Ebonics is really slang talk. It ain't I be walking down the street and thing. That's not Ebonics, fool. Ebonics is slang terms. And let's be very clear. black folks, foundational black Americans, we know how to change our language up. We know how to articulate our words when need be. And we know how to talk in slang talk. You understand? Just to relax the conversation. We know how to relax the conversation and not be so formal with the conversation. But when it's time to take care of some business, we can switch it up. You see? Yeah, Ebonics is jargon. That's just certain slang terms that people use. So the average foundational black American, we chilling with our friends like, hey, nigga, I'm about to go to the stuff. We about to get this thing cracking. Nigga, we about to turn up. Nigga, this thing's about to get cracking. You know, that's us deliberately. We're deliberately talking in a relaxed term. Now, if somebody got some money for me, if somebody got some money and I'm supposed to go pick my money up, hello, how are you? My name is Tariq. I'm here to inquire about the funds that were supposed to be divested into my account. Yeah, I'll get real articulate. You want to see an articulate black person? Show them where some money is. All right? Show a black person where they're supposed to get a check. I'll show you some articulation. We just relax our conversation just to relax our conversation. And a lot of times we talk in slang because we don't want you dirty white supremacists to understand what we're talking about. So we'll talk in slang among each other. But if it's some money, we got to get our paper. We get real articulate. When it comes to some money, you don't see black folks talking about, I be supposed to get a check. Do you be having my check? I be getting a job. Stop it, dirty white supremacist. Stop it. Yeah, we code switch. Dirty white supremacists. We will code switch. You've been around black folks who just kind of code switched around you. They're talking in slang so that basically you can't understand nothing. Don't sit up here talking about we don't respect education and stop it. Don't project. That's them code switching on you. And you quoting Thomas Sowell. And shout out to Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell be finessing you white supremacists. He be finessing. How about that? Thomas Sowell finesses the hell out of you. Is that better English? I prefer to say he be finessing your ass. Because I bet you when Thomas Sowell get behind closed doors, when he's naked with white women, he's counting that money. I be shucking and jiving for these crackers. I be getting that cheddar. I bet Thomas Sowell talks in Ebonics when he's laying up with them white women. You sure likes this big dick, don't you? You be getting every piece of it, girl, with all this money I be getting. Boy, these white supremacists love give me that money. I get you that money, girl. And then to get on TV. Now listen, I want to talk about the pathology of black society, because black society, there's a pathological indifference to education, and there's a quantitative understanding that they should not evaluate their educational systems in a proper manner that they're supposed to articulate, and they refuse to enunciate some of the verbiage that's indicative of proper speech. Okay, but thank you. I'm Thomas Sowell, and I'll tune in and I'll be back. Hold on, I have a phone call. What's up, white bitch? It's Black Daddy, bitch. What you doing later? Oh, Big Black Daddy got some, I be giving you some soul pole later on tonight. Soul is. Uh-huh. All right, I'ma holler at you. Thomas Sowell talks Ebonics to them white women he be banging up into. All right? He talks Ebonics too. The hell out of here. Come on. We don't respect education and we love Jesus. Please. Yeah, there's a couple of old Sambos, but nah, not all of us. And they know that. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. Y'all tune in Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Tune into my Wednesday broadcast. We're going to show the first look trailer for the new film, ladies and gentlemen. The new film you're going to see, you're going to be the first to see it. Exclusive, you're going to be the first to see it this Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to learn about the new streaming site that we got going on. Go to officialfba.com, go to hiddencolorsfilm.com, go to buckbreakingmovie.com. Subscribe here, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to this channel. I'm out of here, man. Much respect, and in the Foundation of Black American Tut language,